According to wellness beliefs, dating back thousands of years, your body possesses an unspoken wisdom that we seek to enhance. These sources of energy, known as your chakras, lend power to your everyday pursuits and guide your state of well-being throughout the day. We created mantra essential oils to help you tap into these innermost points of energy. Mantra essential oils are nature's sources to align your energies, calm your senses, and connect with your inner self. We invite you to experience each blend traditionally used for its own therapeutic properties. Balance the connection between mind, body, and spirit. Mantra essential oils. Order from an affiliate today.
Good morning. Glad to have you here. Assuming it's good morning. Good morning for you. Maybe you're somewhere where it's good afternoon or good evening. Enfin, good day. Today, another card, activation card. The card that I drew today, this morning. First, the cards that I show here are from the card deck, The Power of Love, from James van Praagh. So the card that was chosen today, something that has to be activated for today by me and by other people, is spontaneity. Spontaneity. Okay. Spontaneity. Let's see if I can read it. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. So that's what we have to activate for today. I tend to naturally be spontaneous, but of course, I'm always navigating the sweet balance between being safe and safety and exploration. And that's like I assume that like the male energy can explore, goes more for the exploration, and the female energy will go more for the safety, usually. But, and what is safe for a man usually in this world, 3D world that we are in now, is not always safe for a woman. Maybe I give an example about that later, about something I want to do, but I haven't done yet. But okay, so spontaneity. I'm going to read what the guidebook says about this, and then I'll tell you like something I would love to try but haven't tried yet, because I have to navigate the road or the line between safety and exploration. Okay, so spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. In order to grow and expand as a soul, you must come to the realization that limitations are generally self-imposed. There is a security that comes with routine. A life lived with no surprises and within a comfort zone is very appealing in this chaotic dimension. But we have to be wary of stagnation. Spontaneity demonstrates to the rest of the world that you are ready for anything. And it is also a characteristic linked to high emotional health. Life is a smorgasbord, so stop constantly hovering near the boring salad bar. You will never know if you like something unless you experience it. Don't let fear hold you back. It is by its very nature, your soul yearns for new experiences. If something doesn't align with your spirit, that's fine. But at least you have made the discovery. That said, every soul has an individual path. So don't fall prey to peer pressure if you know in your heart that something is not right for you. At the same time, don't let fear of new experiences stop you from doing something that will make your heart sing. Okay, so that's then also like, because these kind of words, usually they have a light side and a shadow side, right? So be free, do what you want to do, but don't mistake peer pressure with spontaneity. So if other people do something, that doesn't mean that you have to do it. Don't feel like obliged to do something because others have done it as well. On the other side, don't be too afraid to experience something new. Like I said, I said that I'm going to tell you an example of something. In my case, like fear and safety. What is fear and what is lack of prudence? Okay, where does the line? Where's the line? Okay, like something that I always wanted to try is like herbal expansion method. So I always wanted to try ayahuasca. Why? Because I've written a novel, and I've tried the majority of the things the protagonist describes, because and the protagonist is a witch, and she does several things, meditations, and I've tried almost everything that's in the novel. Why? Because by experiencing something myself, when I have to describe it in the novel, it's easier for me to describe the five senses: how something smells, how something feels like on your skin, your eyes, and how you see it, and all these things. And in my novel, the protagonist of my novel, the high priestess, had like an experience in which she had a drink, and the drink was called the plant of the truth. And the description, or it was something like very similar to ayahuasca. It wasn't ayahuasca because we're talking about in the novel, the protagonist was in the alternative reality, but it was something like a kind of herb that was similar. And because I had to write this scene, I wanted very much to experience that. But there was no way for me. I was not in a situation in which I could do it safely. And that's like a situation in which I had to choose between safety and exploration. And I had to, I could not explore because I had to think about my safety. I mean, like what I saw in the novel, in the film, like The Last Shaman. This man was suffered from depression, and he went to South America and was in this jungle doing ayahuasca. And I mean, I cannot go as a woman in some jungle to try none of these kind of things because I'm putting myself into danger. I could be raped. Somebody can rob me. I mean, I don't know what could happen, but I know my common sense tells me that I have no business trying to do something like that. My exploration, the line between exploration and safety, in this case, I have to choose safety. But I assume that there are cases or situations like if I was in the Netherlands, it probably would be I would be able to do it safely. I don't know. I mean, everything is like a dance. So all these things don't have to be seen like very absolute because everything, every characteristic has a light side and has a shadow side. But all with all, like within the confines of safety, whatever that means to you, it's always great to be spontaneous. And this, don't forget, recklessness is like the shadow side of spontaneity. So, like, I'm not, when I say be spontaneous, I don't mean being reckless. Explore, but explore within the confines that are safe to you or in your situation, and be open, because the amount of you will discover things that might be like interesting, because there are cases that I cannot come up with. Yes, like an example of spontaneity that's safe is like when I'm on vacation, especially when I was living in Europe. I always was in this tug of war with my husband because he wanted to book all the hotels in advance, and I always wanted to decide where to stay depending on how I felt and my energy at that moment. So, and like the risk is staying, like if you do this in the summer, that you won't have an hotel because everything's fully booked, and that you will have to sleep in the car in front of a gas station. That's the worst case scenario. So that's for me a reasonable risk. So I would prefer like to not to book the hotels, but just drive, especially like in France. And like there is a little town. The word tourist. There is a little town in that's Tour. That the name is Tour, from tourist. And so I would love like to drive with my car. And when if we saw like an interesting name of a town or a city or something, go there, park and just walk to a hotel, say, is there a place? Yes. Then can I have a room? And usually, like if you take like a 3-star, if you don't go to a very luxurious one, it's probably the chances huge that there is a room available for you. And you meet interesting people and have like meals that just from the land, that you, stuff that has just been taken from the land. And it's or once where we stopped was this that was in Spain, and we just stopped where there were a couple of nuns, and they had like rooms that you could rent in the monastery or those kind of stuff that are not like described in hotel descriptions, but that when you drive around, you're like, oh, okay. Like those, I love that. And like my husband wants to like book all the hotels and say, okay, Monday we have to drive so many hours. That means that we're going to be in this area, and we have to find a hotel in this area, book it, and so we always had this tug of war that sometimes I get to decide what's being done, and sometimes he gets to decide what's being done. And that's example in which I love to be spontaneous. There are many others. I do a lot of things like I like to do things like act like that. Feel the download, feel the nudge, and act out. Okay, then that's then my 2 cents about the word spontaneity. Spontaneity is as well an aspect of love that can be activated, and that's what I plan to activate for today. And if it's possible in your case, I would encourage you to do the same. Thanks for listening to me. And till the next time.